Okay, ladies and gentlemen, commissioners, the regular meeting for the Village of Forest Park Village Council will come to order. This is our Monday, July 8th, 2024 meeting. You begin with the pledge of allegiance if you are able to rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Maxim. Here. Commissioner Nero. Commissioner Mellon-Govin. Here. Commissioner Vogt. Here. Mayor Hoskins.
Here. Okay, we need to approve the minutes from the June 24th regular council meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Then seconded by Commissioner Bell. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Govin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt. Aye. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
No.
Okay, there's no public comments this evening. There are no formal communication for the council. No department reports, so we're bills by resolution. Madam Clerk, whenever you're ready.
Okay, be it resolved by the Council of the Village of Forest Park, Cook County, Illinois, that we dispense with the reading of the individual bills as much as each department head has approved and signed bills in the following aggregate amount for their respective departments. Refunds and allocations, $300. Public Affairs, $27,443.31. Police Department, $4,265.86. Community Center, $463. Council Finance Clerk's Office, $167,761.50. Council Finance Fire Department, $86,364.12. Department of Health and Safety, $1,273. Streets and Public Improvements, $108,642.43. Public Property, $42,357.34. Seizure, $827.25. Federal Customs, $2,360.98. TIF, $23,698.72. VIP, $8,199.11. Water Department, $45,318.18 for a total of $519,274.80.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, is there a motion to adopt the resolution of the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Bell. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Govin. Aye. Commissioner Vogt. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-53-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, there is no unfinished business on tonight's agenda. So moving to new business, the first thing we have is a presentation by the Forest Park Environmental Control Commission.
You're going to have to turn the mic on.
Is it?
Oh, there you go. It's on.
Hi, thanks for having us. Thanks for the opportunity to present. My name is Scott Whitebone. I'll be talking about the Environmental Control Commission today. Start by talking about who we are. Myself, I'm Scott Whitebone. Sharon Bloyd Peshkin is our newest member. She started a couple months ago. It's awesome. William Burris, David Gullius, William Ho, they're with us today. Karen Rosmus and Etta Worthington. Really great people, really smart. We're lucky to have everyone in our town. So today I'm going to talk about what have we done. So a couple of things, monthly newsletter, how we supported the plastic ordinance, some research, composting programs, and what are we working on? Sustainability Fair, which is going to happen in September. Bike-friendly Forest Park. How do we, maybe some ideas for landscaping parkways, some ordinance recommendations, and then environmental awards for the town. I'm gonna start with what have we done? So hopefully you all seen this. This is a monthly newsletter. It gets released every month. We try to basically structure it so we talk a little bit about ourselves, some fun facts. We structure it around the month that comes out. So in this case, you see February. It's kind of a fun Valentine's Day or end up a leaf. So we'll always have sort of a story around what happens a month, some facts on what happens a month in February. It's really cold, so some things about how to make your home a little more energy efficient. And then some events, what's happening in February around town, either Forest Park Library, maybe the Park District, whatever. So I think it's kind of a fun thing, trying to get information out there. This month in July, we just released it where it's all focused on Plastic-Free July. How are we supporting plastics ordinance? Some of us have gone door at some restaurants. Some of us have been making phone calls. We've all ordered food. We've been actually tracking some plastic and what we've been seeing. And some of it is that the plastic ordinance is a huge positive. It's great for our town. We're wanting to do more because we're still seeing plastic end up in our bags. So a couple ideas. One of them is we were talking about maybe doing a punch card system to sort of help encourage people to track their plastic intake that way. If you don't get plastic and you get a punch, maybe you get a free drink after 10. And what we're really focused on is also just working with the chamber, maybe having a poster, which you see here, like maybe we just sort of something we put together and take out, opt out. So you can put it on, put it in the restaurants, sort of just a way to remind people to make sure they ask for no plastics, remind the restaurant as well, finding that some people just automatically throw plastic in. So we have a couple of ways we're trying to encourage the people to make sure they opt out and to support the plastic ordinance. We're doing a lot of research. Recycling. I think Forest Park does a pretty good job of recycling. We actually had a couple people follow the truck and go to the recycling plant to see what we actually do. We could be doing a lot better, and so we'd like to come up with some ways to. We've been looking at a couple ways to inform residents about what they can or cannot recycle, and we're actually that'll be part of the sustainability fair, which I'll talk about. We're looking at landscaping. Forest Park has a lot of good land, but it's not really necessarily being used in the best way from a sustainability standpoint. Could we plant trees? Can we plant gardens? Native plants? There's a lot of good opportunities out there. William Ho has sort of been talking about how to make land more sustainable and God, I'm going to lose the word. Well, anyway, it's basically you have a more sustainable use of our land rather than just planting grass. And we have a lot of good land. What can we do with it? And maybe urban farming. David Golias has built hoop houses before. It's a simple, really inexpensive structure. We have a lot of good land. There's lots of land that, let's say, at the Aldenheim we were looking at where there's overhead wires. Can't really build there, but we could put a couple of hoop houses, and the Grove could then manage the hoop houses from there, grow food. Just a good use of our land. So these are the kind of things we're trying to research for the town and make recommendations. Composting. 6. That's the number of families right now or households that are using the composting program in Forest Park. It's extremely underused, almost not used at all. There's a number of reasons for that. We don't really get the compost material, the soil back. The bins, people aren't happy with the bins, aren't happy with the pickups. So we're looking at other examples or alternatives for the town. One of them is something that the Grove has been using, which is Waste Not. It's a company that you may have seen that Brown Cow just started using. So looking at alternatives for the town to make sure it's better utilized is really important. Composting is really important overall, and maybe just other ways in terms of just getting residents to be more aware of the composting program that we do have. What are we working on? So we're working on Sustainability Fair on September 28th with the library. We'd like to use it as an opportunity to create awareness of green initiatives in Forest Park. So what's going on? Provide information on green topics. So things like recycling. We're looking at a couple fun games. What can or can you not recycle? What kind of home improvements can you make? We don't want this to be just focused on necessarily on homeowners, but also on apartments. We have a lot of people living in apartments. What can they do as well? We don't want. Sometimes it feels like it's exclusively just gardening tips and how you can change your home. But there's a lot of things people in apartments can do that are also really important and can maybe make their energy bills lower, make them more comfortable. And we also want to use it as an opportunity to listen. What does our community want? Are there things that are really important to them that we're just not doing, that we're missing? Making Forest Park more bike friendly. Forest Park is a bit of a donut in terms of biking right now. So it's there's a lot of our communities around us that have pretty good bike infrastructure, but Forest Park doesn't. So we're sort of this hole in between getting around. But biking is really important for a number of reasons. Obviously, for pollution, for sound pollution, reduction of traffic, for health. So finding ways to advocate for people to replace driving with bike rides, looking at ways to maybe engage with local community organizations to maybe help get people repairs bikes, purchase bikes. And then I think down the road, potentially looking at locations for bike lanes or making Forest Park generally more bike friendly. We've been working with Bridget Lane, who some of you probably already know. She's a civil engineer. Well, anyway, she's an expert when it comes to bike safety. So this is something we're exploring. I think it's a really big deal for Forest Park. Landscape and parkways. So we've been looking at some of the zoning and code for the parkways right now. We understand that there's sort of a specific ratio of grass and that we have to have, and there's a height limit. We'd like to start playing with some of that to see if we can get more native plantings in our parkways. It would help with flooding. It would help create food for pollinators. It would reduce fertilizer, reduce water usage. There's tons of it. It would actually look better than our grass. And also looking at maybe planting fruit trees. A lot of big benefits of that. It doesn't bring in rats. There's a lot of communities that have proven that. This on the picture on the left is actually from Berkeley, California. There's no rats there. So I think it's it's an opportunity to produce food for wildlife. There's a lot of positives there, but I think that's something we'd like to explore as well. And that feeds into ordinance recommendations. Some of these things were already made to the council, like gas leaf blowers and leaf street pickup, which Oak Park has already done. So right now we're in a bit of a exploration period. What's working for them? What is the community feedback? And then whatever feedback they get, what works for them, maybe we can apply to Forest Park. And as I mentioned, we're also looking at landscape parkways and fruit trees. How can we create ordinance for them, for those two things to sort of improve how we're using some of the land adjacent to the streets. And lastly, you may have heard the term no mow May. So we're looking at ways to reduce mowing and leaving leaves where they are. It's not really, no mow May is actually not correct. It's really about not mowing your lawn until around May. So you don't kill all the bugs, other pollinators. You leave something for all the insects that need to live there winterize. People say that there's no more fireflies. Where they all go? Well, you sucked them up in your lawnmower. So we need to find a way so we can tell people it's okay to not mow their lawn for a little while, leave the leaves where they are, and not give them a fine. That would be a very simple thing to do for our town. And lastly, we're looking at giving out awards at the end of the year. We're going to actually publish something next month and get people to. We have sort of a form we put together, so we're going to asking people to submit residents, people in the community that are doing something great when it comes to sustainability. And so we're thinking about what the award could be, but we're probably going to work with Empowering Gardens to maybe make a plant or something. But we'd really like to be able to let people know that Forest Park cares about sustainability and reward them for that. That is all I have. Thank you. Any questions?
Council, or do you have any questions for Scott White?
First of all, I think many of us, but I just want to thank you for sharing the work of the commission. I think all of us recognize, as a commissioner, I definitely recognize the passion and the commitment of our citizen volunteers. I know that is very rewarding for me to engage with our citizen commissions. Has the commission engaged with the commissioners? I know myself, the work that you have done to research composting programs and recycling relates to my area of garbage and composting and things like that. So I welcome the work that you've done in that area and would like to know more about what you've learned. The feedback and the interest that you have in that area. Maybe I'll just make it rhetorical. Engaging with with us, with the council on a regular basis and would be helpful. And we'd love to be able to find out in real time the work that you're doing and how we can support that to be involved, to support the work and to have feedback loops.
That'd be great. Yeah, we would love that.
And you know, in terms of bike friendly Forest Park, this week is a bike safety event in Forest Park on Madison Street that I'm organizing. So I'd just like to invite the commission and any volunteers related to the commission to be involved in that too. Because the goal is to create bike safety and bike, you know, start that conversation and to create bike, you know, to start that conversation about how we can create bike infrastructure in Forest Park.
Great, thank you.
Traffic and safety is involved in that as well. So, and I think in general, we'd like to know how we can, you know, as a council, I would like to know how as a commissioner, you know, we can become more directly involved in your work so that we can help you understand and support and tell you what is the village we're doing to support it, what's going, you know, how we can work together.
Absolutely, and vice versa. Yes.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, I'll echo that. And I wanted to say the takeout opt-out challenge is really cute and I'm excited to see these efforts go public. And as far as the working together, I would invite a representative from your group. I know William was attending occasionally. We're part of C4.
Yes.
And I'm on their little sort of subcommittee for green landscape technology. And we meet once or twice a month, sort of depending on, there's a Zoom tomorrow. If one of y'all are free and you want to attend, you know, I can send you the link.
Okay.
But we're focusing a lot on that specifically and how to make this transition in an equitable way. And also, all communities are different. We're non-home rule, so we can't do what like Oak Park is doing, for instance. But I felt it was important to be on that group specifically for Forest Park so that we kind of don't get lost in that shuffle. Like,
Sure.
We can't pass sort of the restrictions and stuff that some towns can't, but there are other ways that we can educate our town and work towards these goals. So I love that you guys are talking about all this stuff and just that sort of real time staying in touch, because I think a lot of these things are happening sort of.
There's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So it'd be great to
Yeah.
you know, combine forces.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, and just to say on top of that, I think we can engage and coordinate and accomplish a lot of these goals. It may not happen exactly the way you're envisioning, but I think we can accomplish the end results in a way that, you know, meets the needs or the ideas that you're having in a way that
Sure.
makes sense.
And it may be that by working together, we come up with priorities.
Right.
Commissioner Maxson, do you have anything?
Yeah, just a few things. I think this is great, Scott. This makes me excited. I like that there's really concrete, actionable projects that you're working on that are going to make a difference. I know one of the ones that I was really excited to see on here is the one about the parkway plantings, because that's kind of been a source of contention a little bit over the years. With residents wanting to put in, you know, more than they're supposed to. And as staff has been telling me for years, it's oftentimes the people who want to plant in the parkways who are the best stewards of their land, because they're interested in taking over, you know, more of the land, gardening on it or, you know, whatever. And so I like this idea of looking at that ordinance and saying, can we change it? Can we, you know, make it something that is still, you know, safe for the village while being sustainable with native plants or, you know, whatever it is that we put there. So
Yeah, if I could, I forgot to mention, we actually been working with Macadam Landscape to come up with some scenarios like A, B, or C based on the plot of your land. So you could say like, I want the B package because this is I have a 25-foot by 3-foot parkway, whatever. And then there would be a cost associated with it. And there's maybe potentially more people doing it, the cost would go down. But Macadam would have a good understanding of what they could or couldn't plant, what is really good for Illinois, you know, local, and, you know, what would potentially be this way. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible for people and not just a free for all.
I love that. I actually wanted to do all natives in my front yard this year, but didn't get around to it, but
Yeah,
maybe that's.
I get
next year project. And then I had one question. With the, reducing the plastic waste through restaurants, when you said you've talked to some of the restaurants, what is the biggest, if you've asked, what is the reason that they've cited most commonly for not complying with the?
I don't know if we've gotten one answer, but you know, my takeaway is that it's sort of there's two things. One is that it's automatic; they're used to doing it for a really long time. I'm sure there's a reduction. This is a hugely positive thing, obviously, for our town. But I think the other thing is there's less turnover. I mean, if you think about what's happening in the summer, they're staffing up. There's a lot of new people. They're not going to know about the ordinance. They're brand new. So it's just sort of like it's the restaurant industry. There's a lot of turnover. So people are used to throwing plastic in. You know, I think there may be an issue where Grubhub, if you said no plastic, which I always do, isn't really sending that information to the restaurant or then seeing it the same way, even though it's a whole, I think it's a whole litany of things. So whatever we can do to sort of continue to reinforce that, I think would be helpful.
Thank you. That's all.
Of course.
Scott, thank you for your presentation. Thanks to the committee. Thanks to Dave and William for also joining us, Scott. See you.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution approving the water tower paving project pay request number 2 to Chicagoland Paving Contractors. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Bolt. Discussion?
Nope.
All right, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Goodman,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-54-24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is resolution authorizing the contract award for the 2024 Madison Street parking lot seal coating project to MJ Asphalt Paving. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon. Goldman. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon Goodman,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R-55-24.
Thank you. Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the contract award for the 2024 Madison Street site furnishing project to Misfits Construction Company. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon Goldman. Discussion.
So one portion of this that I've been trying to kind of wrap my head around, are the community event signs. It seems like there's a little bit of uncertainty about exactly where these would go. How many there will be. I know this bid is for one, but I think they were thinking of 2 different locations. And I just, especially considering that the bid came back almost double what the estimate was, it seems like maybe it's a little bit too soon to be committing the funds to these signs. There's some logistical questions that I have about them, but also not really knowing exactly where they're going to go, how they're going to go, how many there are. I'm a little concerned about keeping this portion sort of moving forward. I don't know what our action would be if we just move it and come back to it after we answer those questions, or I know we can approve the bid with a reduction of work in sort of the final agreement that was written into the bid contract. It's not guaranteed that they will be doing all of the things that they bid on. But I would just love to sort of open this up for some conversation, because I'm not really comfortable spending that much with all of these unanswered questions.
Rachel, can you address this, please?
So the bid for the street furnishings came in $30,000 more than the engineer's estimates. Street sign, this community event sign alone, in the bid packet is for one. That particular sign is for $15,000. My limited experience with signage that goes out in the public, it needs to be weatherproof and all of that does. That pricing is within what I would generally expect it to be. I think in order to bring it down, we had bid it out for the one. The idea originally was to put a community event sign at Madison and Des Plaines, and then also an additional one by Constitution Court with the ability to put a third one at Circle and Madison at some point. And then we had also talked about, you know, if in the future we wanted to budget for also extending, you know, a community signage to Roosevelt and Circle as well. The idea would be to replace the banners that Public Works staff is asked to hang. And then we also have to maintain them when, you know, when it rains, they get ripped. They're of different materials. So this was pieced out as part of this. The idea, I think for this particular sign, would be to put it at Des Plaines and Madison initially, but we can obviously, if the location of it needs to be, you know, somewhere different, the council can definitely discuss that. But this is part of the site furnishings bid. And so if you want to remove it, you can, but it's up to you.
So
It would be an expense that if we were to add one additional, you know, there would be no guarantee that we would get it at the same price. But if we were to do one additional, we could, if we were to do more than one, obviously the purchase price would be more than I'm authorized to make an approval on. So we would have to go out and get council approval again if we were to do more.
Can I just clarify one thing though? Because I think the estimate from the engineer was 15,000 and Misfits bid said 28,500.
You may be right on that. Let me see if I can pull it up.
That's about twice as much, I think, as our engineer had thought, but. And just looking around at different companies, I definitely saw some that clocked in a lot lower than even 15,000. And I didn't know how much of that is like the sign of materials and the labor, because I don't have that part of their bid. But I just feel like there's kind of a lot of unanswered questions about this particular piece of it.
I mean, we can certainly take it out if the council's not comfortable moving forward with it. I will say that if we choose to do this one, we are going to be, I mean, my recommendation would be to follow up with the same community event signage, you know, with the second, the third, and the fourth. So I would recommend that the council be comfortable with it. And so if there's any question on that.
So if I remember correctly, when we looked at the design, part of it was that it fit with the design of the other pieces on the street. So I'm just saying part of the recommendation.
It's an black aluminum sign, but the post holders are burns or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Are in the style of, like the lampposts.
I'm just putting that out.
Yeah.
Just offering that. I'm not, but it's one of those display signs for whatever. So the total bid for what percentage of the cost?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
I do believe these signs were the same ones that were submitted when we initially bid this out as a project as a whole,
Mhm.
Before we submitted it. Give me 1 second here.
Yeah. I'm agnostic. So,
Yeah, I mean, once I saw that it doubled, I was a little concerned since we didn't know exactly where we were even putting them. If we should move forward with the signs or if we should get, some of these questions answered. $30,000 is a lot. Are these the most effective approach also for engaging the community? Did we look into upkeep, and costs and stuff like that? Like how much is it to replace? So like a vandalized panel or something like that. Like there's some cost questions that I have going forward.
So I'm gonna amend my statement. Commissioner Vogt is correct. It did come in for misfits at 28.5 for the one sign, which is almost double the engineer's estimate. As far as maintenance, we already are, using Public Works time to put the banners up. When they are requested, Sale has to come get them. We have to have Public Works staff go out there. I know when Director Stella and I spoke, we took into consideration not so much the time that it took for them to put the banners up, but the safety that's involved in getting them in the boom truck. A boom truck that right now is in major need of repair. So that's also something that we're looking at. And as far as this signage, they would be able to do it, with the help of a ladder or potentially sliding them in from the ground. So there wouldn't be any need to put any of our public workers up into the air in order to get those taken care of. The process for it, my intention is to keep the process the same, so the council would still approve any non-village sponsored advertising that would go in there. So as far as content management, the process would still remain the same as far as that. It's really just up to the council as to whether or not you want to move forward with this as a whole with the design that is in place, or if you want to separate this out.
Commissioners, I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and move forward with this project. I'm going to ask that staff keep us apprised of developments with the signage, where they're going to be located, and if necessary, you can conduct a strong pursuits to answer smaller questions.
Can I?
Commissioner Maxine.
I was gonna say, I agree with Commissioner Vogt. I think those are really good questions, some of which I didn't consider. You already gave your recommendation in a way. I feel like I'd rather wait and get answers to those questions.
So you want staff to come back and report on where exactly the sign is going to be located, as well as what the cost would be to remove any graffiti or replacement of
Correct.
any community event sign standards.
yeah, and actually, I wouldn't mind examining a less expensive alternative, but I agree we need to move forward and approve the project. So,
I just need to know if you're doing it with or without the community events sign.
I don't know, I don't want to make this too complicated, but let's move forward with the project. So,
Do you want to take out this? Or do you want to just have a report back to us?
I think I prefer to take out the signs.
take out the sign.
So make a motion, please.
I'm gonna make a motion to remove the sign. Remove the signs from the project. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Okay, so the original motion was, does it matter if it's original?
Can I ask for clarification?
The
real fast, Duke?
original motion is to approve the resolution, so if somebody wants to amend the original motion, it would be to delete the signage from the bid package. If that's an option, as Administrator Emmer has indicated, it is.
Is that your motion?
That is my motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so let's, been moved and seconded, so let's have a vote on the amendment. On the motion to amend.
Ready? Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon-Goben,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt. Aye. Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
Can I ask for clarification real fast?
We're taking out the signs.
Correct. As far as what staff is doing in relation to the signs, are you asking us to look for different options for signs that are less money? Or are you asking me to find out the missing information related to the sign as it was in the bid packet?
I would be asking for, a less expensive option that would fit the bill.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to come back with different specs on that to the council because the specs that were initially approved were the ones that went out to bid.
Okay, I mean, that would be my idea, but if there's another alternative, that's,
Well, and just
but we
the
can,
actual location.
Okay, so I'm here, and we don't necessarily have to do this right now, we can do this outside, but I'm hearing different things, so I just want to make sure that staff at some point knows exactly what we're supposed to be looking at.
So we've taken out the signs. And now we're gonna move forward on the rest of it.
Okay.
So now we're gonna vote on the motion.
Okay.
And then at another point, we can do this in the signs.
Sounds good.
Madam Clerk?
Yes. Oh, I marked the wrong thing.
You have the main motion amended. You voted on.
Yes. As amended. Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Govan.
I,
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 56 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing contract award for the 2024 Madison Street Landscape Project to Emerald Site Services LLC. Is there a motion? Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Bolt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon. Discussion?
No.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 57 24.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, we're gonna move to item 7. So next item is a resolution approving the specifications and authorizing the advertisement bids for the Ferdinand Water Replacement Resurfacing Project. This is Wilcox Street and Ferdinand Avenue. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Rowland. Discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 58 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Commissioners, next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of a professional engineering services proposal for phase 2 design of the 2025 Green Valley project by Christopher Burke Engineering, the Village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Bolt. Discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 59 24.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, Commissioners, we're moving to item 10. Next item is a resolution authorizing the execution of professional engineering services proposal for the 2025 lead service line replacement loan application assistance and bidding between Burke Engineering and the Village of Forest Park. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Bolt. Discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Govan.
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is resolution R 60 24.
Okay, Commissioners, next item is an ordinance authorizing the lease with an option to purchase and maintenance for mail folding and stuff equipment from Pitney Bowes. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Maxim. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon. McGovan, discussion? There's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon McGovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
This is ordinance O-22-24.
Okay, Commissioners, next we have seeking approval for a banner request. This is for garage galleries. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Mellon. McGovan, discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon McGovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, we have a banner request for use of the public way by the Forest Park Theater Group. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Mellon McGovan. Is there a second?
Second, but it's use of public way.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Vogt. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Maxim.
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon McGovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye.
Yeah.
Commissioners, next is a banner request from Hawk Auto for a fundraiser for the USO. Is there a motion?
I'll make
the
motion.
It's been moved by Commissioner Vogt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Maxim. Discussion? Okay, there's no discussion. That worked.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mellon McGovan,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye.
Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. All right, that concludes our regular business for this evening. We're gonna have a motion to adjourn and to close session. Before we entertain a motion to adjourn in the closed session, Commissioners' reports. Maxim, you have anything?
Just a few things. I want to thank the Environmental Control Commission, most of whom have left except for one, David. Thank you for doing such a great presentation with a lot of good information. And then I'd also like to thank the Park District for the great 4th of July fireworks. It was a really good show this year. And then also, of course, to our fire department for keeping us safe, and then our police department for keeping us safe also, but interacting really well with the crowd. Like I saw a lot of our officers just being friendly with residents, people there, and I thought that was really nice. I liked seeing that. And then 2 quick announcements. Our budget meeting is on July 11th, which is this week. I forgot to write down the time, but I think it's at 4 p.m. Yes, it is at 4 p.m. That's open to the public. And then in our next July meeting, we're going to have a hearing at 6:45 for the appropriations, and that's open to the public. So if you're interested in that, please come. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Commissioner Mellon McGovan.
Yes, just really briefly, just wanted to remind people that on Saturday at 9 a.m. We'll be in Constitution Court for our Bike Safety Carnival. Thank you to our village staff and Department of Public Works and our village Village Hall for the support in helping to organize this event. We also have a lot of village businesses that are going to be involved. It's going to be a great day to celebrate bike safety. There's going to be events for kids and adults. Kiwanis will be out there, Played Again Sports. A lot of organizations will be out there to educate and help promote a culture of bike infrastructure in Forest Park, and we look forward to welcoming Forest Park residents. Also wanted to thank the Forest Park Police Department for hosting me on a ride along in Forest Park. It was a great experience, and I appreciated that insight into the work of our police department. Thank you.
Commissioner Vogt.
Yeah. See. As per usual, Public Works has had a busy few weeks, so I just wanted to thank them for their continued hard work, especially over the holiday. And then I just wanted to highlight an upcoming event at Miller Meadow, celebrating Plastic Free July. As we were reminded this evening, the council passed an ordinance last year requiring businesses to only distribute single-use plastics when requested by the patron. And so spending a morning picking up litter really highlights just how much of that pesky plastic and single-use items end up thrown away and clogging our streets and outdoor spaces. And so Plastic Free July is a perfect opportunity to remind folks about the ordinance and letting our neighbors and restaurants know that it is an opt-in. And then to celebrate all of that, the League of Women Voters and Environment Illinois are co-sponsoring a local cleanup at Miller Meadow. That'll be Saturday, July 20th, and they've invited everyone up here and folks who would like to join in and help pick up some trash on Saturday, July 20th from 10 to 1. They're meeting at Miller Meadow, Forest Preserve, North End, just there along Roosevelt. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me and I can put you in touch with the coordinators.
Thank you, Commissioner Bowe. Okay, commissioners, at this point, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn into closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C2 to discuss collective bargaining matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved by Commissioner Mattson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been seconded by Commissioner Ballard. Go. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Maxim,
Aye.
Commissioner Mallory-Goodwin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt, Mayor Hoskins.
Aye. Commissioners, we stand adjourned. Audience, we will not be reconvening later. Thank you.